For years, federal immigration agents have worked with local law enforcement, waiting until court cases played out before they carried out deportation or removal orders. Now that's changed, and a local prosecutor says that is hindering families' search for justice. Our Angeline McCall has that.
A mass deportation plan, the federal government will tell you, is cheaper and faster.
Take people off the streets and send them to their home countries, as opposed to spending time and money investigating, prosecuting, and incarcerating them.
The Aurora police chief said deportation could keep the community safer.
Whatever resource can be used to take these individuals away from victimizing people in the city of Aurora, I'm going to use those resources, whether it's HSI, whether it's ICE.
Others worry about what else comes with mass deportation.
We haven't seen this before. We just haven't. I worry about the chilling effect.
Brian Mason, Democratic District Attorney, has had 13 cases since January where defendants have been deported or picked up by ICE.
Deportations of this nature, which completely leave the criminal justice system out of the process, doesn't make our community safer. And when I have a defendant who we have credibly accused of a crime, who gets deported before I've been able to actually prove the case, that's not justice either.
For the first time in his 18 years, he'll learn defendants are deported in court hearings or through the grapevine.
The federal government and state government should not be at odds with one another on protecting our community.
When ICE intervenes, those defendants can't come to court. Then there are the others who no longer want to.
It scares everybody in the entire arc of that judicial system. It includes victims to crime. It includes witnesses to crime.
Immigration attorney Hans Meyer knows even if found innocent, unfounded charges could still lead to deportation.
It sends a message that it doesn't matter, that due process doesn't matter in our judicial system, that ICE is really just interested in grabbing people and deporting bodies.
Mason saw it in his district. In January, there was a drug bust at a party with 41 people detained.
So if in fact there was criminal activity taking place at that party, those charges should have been filed by my office, and the case should have come to me. None of those cases were referred to me. None of them. Which means those folks were arrested on a ruse of criminal activity, never charged with any wrongdoing, but still deported.
Mass deportation sold as cheaper and faster, that some attorneys and prosecutors will tell you have a different cost. District Attorney Mason says that since January, they get regular phone calls from witnesses in cases asking if ICE is at the courthouse on the days when they're expected to be there. He and others say that this really interferes with trying to carry out justice and that immigrants are becoming more reluctant to not only cooperate with investigations and ongoing cases, but also report crime.
Angeline, I imagine it would vary on a case-by-case basis, right? In some cases, I imagine the crime victims or whoever might just say, you know what, get them out of here, I don't care. But then in other cases, family members would be like, I don't want them to get out of jail free card to go back and live a happy life. I want them to serve time. That would work if the two sides are talking to each other.
Right. I mean, that's true. And we know that the two sides aren't talking to each other. In fact, our team has been in court hearings for criminal proceedings where even the public defenders did not know that their client had been deported and they were sitting in a courthouse without them with an active hearing that was happening.
Chaos is baked into so much currently with the mass deportations. Angeline McCall, thank you for your continuing coverage.